What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we showed this really old book to Shad, and he said some magic words which restored power to the Dominion Rod. He also marked the location of several owl statues on our map, so in this episode, we're going to travel all around Hyrule and visit those locations. And, yeah, once you zoom in, you can sort of see, like, the markings that he made on our map, and I believe there are 6 in total, so there are 4 in Hyrule Field, 1 in the Gerudo Desert, and 1 in Faron Woods, so there is going to be a lot of traveling in this episode, but I'll do my best to sort of, like, streamline things and, cut out what I can. Anyways, let's head over here because this is where we will find the first owl statue. Let's transform into a human as well since I really don't want to deal with any of these enemies, so we'll just like take them out when we see them. Now, the owl statues are kind of weird because there's like 2 phases to them. The first statue is right over there. I'm not really sure if they appear before this area or not, so you might have seen that before. But, essentially what's gonna happen is as soon as you move it, you're gonna see something that you can stand in and get sort of a sky character, as the game calls it, which is basically just a letter that we can add to the word in our book. After that, though, there's usually like a secondary puzzle that you can solve using the owl statue that will give you a chest, which will either contain rupees or a piece of heart. Anyways, let's try and move this like directly in between the pillar and where we can jump off from up here. That way we can sort of use this as like a middle platform, and that should be good enough. So let's just test my theory, I guess, and hope that we make it across. If not, we just gotta like move it a little bit more. But there we go, we made it, and well, looks like we're gonna get ourselves our first sky character. So there we go, we added that character to the book, and now we just need to get a few more. So the secondary puzzles are kind of like similar. Essentially, you just need to like use the owl statue as like a platform to reach something that you couldn't get to before. So if we bring this guy all the way over to the other side, there's another pillar over here that has a chest on top of it. So again, the solution is exactly the same. Just use the owl statue as sort of like a bridge in between the 2 platforms, and that should be close enough. So now, all we gotta do is jump across, and we should be able to make it to that chest and see what's inside. Not really sure what this one contains. I'm pretty sure it's rupees, so let's open it up, and yes, it is. We got ourselves an orange rupee. Not too bad. Now, I should mention that you will need 300 rupees by the time you finish collecting all these sky characters, so it's a pretty good idea to collect all these chests, plus you may get a piece of heart or 2 from them. Anyways, now that this first character is done, we're gonna head over to the Lake Hylia area and get the next one, so I guess I'll just see you guys in a second once I get there. Alright, so we are sort of to the right of the bridge that is right above Lake Hylia, and the next owl statue is right up on that ledge, so let's use our rod to pull this down real quick, and we want to put this sort of like right underneath those vines, so about here should do it. And now, if we grab our claw shot, what we can do is claw right up to those vines and hopefully land right on top of this thing. Hooray! And now we can jump across and get ourselves the next sky character. So really, getting the sky characters isn't the hard part. It's figuring out the puzzle that you need to do to get to the chest, I suppose. Anyways, now that we got that, before we jump down, let's grab this guy one more time and just move him right over here. Sadly, there are no vines on like the other side where the chest is, so to get over there, what you want to do is put this guy sort of like in between the 2 crevices, I guess, and what you can do is sort of like use him to jump between the 2 sections of cliff. And now, since we're over here by this chest, we can just open it up and get ourselves 100 rupees. Not bad. Alright, so the next area, I guess, is near the Bridge of Elvan. So again, I'll see you guys there in a quick second. Okay, so here we are on the Bridge of Elvan. Let me actually take care of this guy real quick because he's going to be a problem if I just let him keep shooting arrows at me. But the owl statue is right over here, so you guys know what to do by now. Let's just move this guy out of the way. That way, we can get ourselves the next sky character. And the puzzle for this guy is actually really annoying. Like, we had to bring him all the way to the other side of the bridge, so Yeah, that is going to be fun. Let's just get started, I guess, and wait, where did he? Oh, there he is. Wow, they actually move him when you go and pick up the Sky characters. I never knew that before. Like, honestly, I probably realized that, like, before in the past, but I totally forgot that they did it this time. That's actually kind of interesting. Anyways, like I was saying, we need to bring him all the way to the other side of the bridge, so I'm just gonna try and roll to get there a little bit faster. Like, I know you guys hate when I roll a lot, but, like, it really is the fastest way to move, especially when you're, like, walking with a statue, so I'm just going to do it. Like, it's only going to be for a short amount of time anyways, and it'll make our lives a little bit easier. Let me actually try and take care of this guy, too, because I really don't want him being a problem. And, gosh dang it, man, more enemies actually came to. I was kind of trying to avoid that because, yeah, this area can actually be kind of annoying with all the, enemies that, like, spawn in or ride up on their little freaking pigs and whatnot. And actually, it's raining, too. I believe it's, like, the first time it's rained in this game, since the Midna's Lament part of the game. Like, weather's completely random, I believe, as well. So if it's, like, sunny or rainy, it's just, like, dependent on a bunch of, like, random factors that the game decides. But, let me try and move this forward just a little bit more, and hopefully that's enough. Let me actually see. You know what? I think I'm gonna move him forward just a little bit more because I do not trust that gap. Like, it seems like you might make it, but, like, sometimes you just won't, so I'd rather play it safe, and we should be able to make it now. Alright, sweet, there we go, perfect. Now, all we gotta do is climb this ladder, and, right up here is where we will find this chest, and no, this one does not contain rupees. It's actually something much, much better, so let's just come over here, open up this chest, and get ourselves a piece of heart. Very nice. Alright, so now that we got that, let me take care of this guy real quick, too, just because I don't want him bothering me while I'm trying to get out of here. But, yeah, we're gonna warp over to Kakariko Gorge, so I'll see you guys once I get there. Alright, so here we are in the northeastern section of Kakariko Gorge, and as you can see, the next owl statue is right in front of us. Now, the puzzle for this one is actually very, very easy, but first things first, let's just move him out of the way and get ourselves the next Sky character. Make sure you guys pick up the Sky characters first, because I've done that before, like, moved the owl statue, solved the puzzle, got the chest, but then totally forgot to pick up the Sky character, and just had to come back here again. So to save yourself some trouble, just make sure you grab it first. Anyways, the solution to this puzzle is pretty much the same as, like, the first owl statue. Just, like, put it in between the two ledges, and then use the statue as, like, a bridge to sort of, like, cross the gap. Make sure it is sort of, like, directly in the center, because it will be somewhat difficult to make these jumps if it's not. Anyways, don't leave him here because we still need him to cross another gap later on. So this one's sort of like a two-part puzzle, if you will. Let's just hop across here. And yeah, we kind of need to bring him to that other gap on the opposite side. So let's just move our little buddy around here real quick. It kind of is, like, a little bit tricky to maneuver these guys, especially when you're up here on, like, a platform like this. That might actually work. Let me just adjust it ever so slightly, though, just to make sure, because if I screw up, I gotta do this entire thing over again. Oh, that was actually kind of close. I'm really glad that we made that. Anyways, inside this chest is yet another orange rupee, so there we go. Let's see. I'm gonna go to Faron Woods next, so I guess I will see you guys over there. And here we are back in Faron Woods with our good pal Koro, I believe his name was. Now, this is kind of crazy, but there's actually a section of Faron Woods that we haven't explored yet. Like, I know, because Faron Woods is like the first area in the game. You would think we would have seen, like, everything that this area has to offer, but nope. There's still, like, a small secret area behind this rock. And this is actually where we're gonna find the next owl statue. And, this little, like, hole thing right here, that's actually where we're gonna put the owl statue. But first, let's just move it out of the way and get ourselves the next Sky character. And I believe, after this one, there is only one left. So that's kind of crazy. Really didn't take us all that long to find all these, but there we go. Now, let's just grab our statue friend and stick him in that hole real quick, because as soon as we do, guess what? It's sort of going to complete this string of platforms, and that will take us to a different area of the woods. So let's transform into a wolf real quick because we need to use Midna to jump across all these platforms and reach that new area. So let's just do this. It's been a while since we've actually used like Midna's jumping ability to get somewhere, but there we go. And this like sort of takes us into the Faron like swamp area, except this time we're up on a ledge and there's a chest over here. So let's transform into human and open up this chest and we'll get ourselves a piece of heart, and that completes another heart container. So there we go. There are only 3 left, which is kind of crazy. Now that is done though, let's make our way over to Gerudo Desert to get the last and final Sky character. I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so we finally made it to the desert, and there is the last owl statue. Now this one is actually really easy. All we gotta do is get this statue to fall down from like that section of ruins and just place it into the corner like everything else is already lined up for us. So now all we gotta do is jump across and get ourselves the last Sky character. Let's do this, man. Alright, so there we go. We've finally done it. The ancient Sky book is filled with the missing characters. Fantastic. Now that we have that, we should probably bring it back to Shad. But before we do that real quick, that chest over there, it actually does contain 100 rupees. Now, my wallet's technically almost full, so I'm not going to bother picking that up. But if you want to get it, all you got to do is move the statue into like the little notches down there on the solid area below, and you'll be able to jump across and get the chest, no problem. Alright, so now that that is explained, what do you say we warp over to Kakariko and go and visit Shad again? Now, I know Shad said that he was going to go and visit all of the other owl statues, but after you actually do collect all of the characters, he goes right back to Renato's basement where he was originally. And I believe if you actually try to go to Castletown or any other area where a mailman will interrupt you, he will actually stop and tell you that Shad went back here to Renato's basement. So that's how you would find that out normally. Anyways, let's transform into a human. That way we can go inside and actually go into the basement. And obviously, since we collected all the new Sky characters, the book contains sort of like a new word, I guess you could say. And when Shad says that, well, something good is bound to happen. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but it will allow us to get to the next temple, which we should be able to do in the next episode. So, what do you say we just get this book out and show it to our good old friend Shad here? Take a look at this again, buddy. Is that the book from last time? Are there more letters in the word than the last time I looked at this? How did you investigate the link? This is amazing! Amazing! Now, this must be the word we need. Let's try it immediately. Ah! It has taken on the same shape as the other statues. What can this mean? And I thought we had solved the last of the riddles. Blast! How confounding! I must apologize, Link. I need to cool off a tad before I mull the problem further. Don't worry about it, buddy. It's okay. We don't really need you, actually, because, well, we have the Dominion Rod, so let's just use this. And now, we can move this statue out of the way and see what's behind this area. What were you hiding this entire time? Well, it's actually, guess what? A giant cannon. Holy crap. That's some intense stuff right there. Link! How in blazes did you move that statue? And what's this? Amazing! Spectacular! This must be the Sky Cannon I read about in my father's notes. I knew that my intuition was onto something when it led me here. But how can one use this to get to the city in the sky? I don't know. Anyways, if we walk up to this thing, yeah, check it out, we can talk to Midna. A cannon, huh? What do you plan to do with this, Link? Well, we can try to warp, but since Shad is here, that's kind of a problem. Except that guy's still watching us. Yeah, so let's talk to Shad one more time. See if we can get him to leave us alone. Perhaps I'm in your way. Yeah, we kind of need you to bugger off. Well, forgive me for not realizing. I should just disappear at times like this. Really? So, let me know the results another time, Link. No problem, dude. Yes. Let me give you one last piece of advice. That seems to be broken, so you do well to show it to a canon expert first, I should say. Farewell. Alright, well, thank you very much for the advice. What's up, Midna? I wonder if I put him off. Maybe, but Shad's a smart guy, so he probably knows that, like, you're here to help us out or whatever. Anyways, we're gonna warp this cannon away now, and you might be wondering where exactly you need to bring us. Like Shad said, though, since it's broken, we need to bring it to a canon expert. And the only canon expert we know is in Lake Hylia, and that's Fair, so let's bring it to him and see what he can do. Like, you might remember that Fair did have a third option called Special Repairs, and that's pretty much where this comes into play. So we're gonna bring it to him, see what he can do. And that's also why we needed the 300 rupees, since that's how much it is going to cost to repair this beast of a cannon. Plus, there's like this huge, large area in Lake Hylia where there was like nothing there. So yeah, it makes sense that we bring the cannon here because this thing is quite huge, as you can imagine. But alright, now that we're here, let's transform into a human and just run over to Fair and show it to him. Like, he should be able to repair this for us. It might take a while, but at least, like, it'll get done. And then we can use this to blast our way to the heavens and make our way into the next temple, which is pretty dang exciting, if I do say so myself. So, what's going on, Fair, old buddy, old pal? Hey, buddy! So, is that yours? Heh. Hey, buddy, I never thought you'd get so hooked on Fantastication that you'd try to build your own cannon. So, are you gonna give me the tour or what? Looks like you have a serious rig over there. Yeah, sure, we'll show him about. He seems pretty interested in our cannon. Whoa, it's kinda retro, huh? And there's no ignition device, so you can't even use it. Listen, buddy, I suppose I might be able to fix it for you. I mean, maybe. That is, if you can pay me 300 rupees in advance? What do you say? Alright, let's do it. Heh, I knew you'd see the light, buddy. Now, I'll just be a sec. Alright, so Fair is gonna, like, bang his hammer and fix up our cannon. It's gonna take a couple of days, as you can see, but, I mean, he's pretty hard at work, just, banging his hammer and fixing our cannon. But, there we go. He has done it. So now, we got ourselves a fully functional sky cannon. Looks pretty nifty, doesn't it? Here we go, buddy. All working as it should, I think. It may look like junk, but this thing's got some powerful innards. You're going to be knocking on the door to the heavens. Seriously, bud, it might be rough. So, I'm sorry for soaking you for the dough. I'll leave you alone then. Heh, well, you just have all the fun you want, okay, buddy? No problem, Fair. Thanks for the help. So now, we can just blast away to the heavens, guys. All we gotta do is hookshot that target right inside the cannon. But you know what? We're gonna do that in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.